Hello, it's Jeanette with Geomazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have another video tutorial for you. I am going to be making these slender little boxes. Okay, and in each one of these slender little boxes, I actually have a gift that I'm going to be giving to my customers. And this is a little pen, a little miniature ballpoint retractable pen. And I have to tell you, I found these pens at Staples not too long ago. Look at all these beautiful colors, okay? And I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and since I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I have looked at colors so differently. Okay, look at this. Isn't that like a melon mambo or sweet sugar plum? I see peekaboo peach now, or pumpkin pie, and this is daffodil delight, or maybe so saffron, pear pizzazz, cucumber crush, Pacific Point, or even dapper denim. So when I saw this, I thought Stampin' Up's got colors to match these pens, and I'm definitely going to be giving these away. So if you're one of my customers that came shopping with me in April and possibly May, we'll see, see how many pens I have left. This is what I'm going to be giving you, okay? A little box with a pen inside, okay? And I thought that was kind of cute. And if you want to step up your gift, if you want to give something like that as a gift, you can go ahead and like use your designer series paper to wrap a notebook. And I did have another video on how to wrap this little, it's this little composition book that you can get at the dollar store, and you get like two or three in a package. And you can just kind of make it a little bit more fancy and give a pen and notebook set. That would be kind of cute, right? Okay, well, let's get started. I'm going to be using all of these designer series papers that are going to be retiring. Yeah, I know, retiring. This one comes from the Playful Palettes designer series paper stack, the 6x6. See all these pretty papers that are in here. I'll show it to you. And I'm almost out of them. And then this one comes from the Moroccan paper stack. This one and this one, they come from the Fruit Stand paper stack, and this one is the Affectionately Yours paper stack. I think I've got a green pen in this one. I like that Cucumber Crush in there. Look how cute that matches, the green in there. So anyway, let me get started. This box is so simple, and I'm going to be using some paper from the Cupcakes and Carousel paper stack, and this is going to also be retiring at the end of May. So all you need is a half a sheet of that 6x6, 3 inches by 6 inches. That's it. And you're also going to need a little piece that measures a ½ inch by about 3.5 inches, and that's for your sentiment in the front, if you choose to put one in the front like I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my Simply Scored scoring tool. And these are the score marks that you're going to make. And make sure when you're using designer series paper, use the bigger ball. When you use the smaller one, it tends to kind of rip the paper. I've been doing it with the smaller one. I'm thinking, why is my paper ripping? So anyway, so on the long side, you're going to score this at 1/2 inch with the big ball. I was about to make a mistake. Okay, 1/2 inch. And then you're going to go to 1 1/8 of an inch. Okay, now you could choose to turn this around and go to 5/8 of an inch, because this measures actually 5/8 by 4 1/4 inches. Okay, so that will be the bottom, and this will be the top. Now, and when I'm looking at the top, I see that ½ inch score mark, and then down to 1 1/8. If you want to do it that way and go to 5 3/8 and score, or you can turn it and go 5/8 and score. Okay, it really doesn't matter. But when you're scoring the short side, you want those 2 score lines to be on the top. Okay, and then you're going to score at 5/8 of an inch, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5/8 of an inch. All right, and then you're going to go to 1 1/4 of an inch. And then you're going to go to 1 7/8 of an inch. Okay, and then go to 2 1/2 inches. Okay. All right. Now I have a chart somewhere that tells me what to cut. And okay, this is my chart. As far as how I'm going to be cutting this paper, I'm going to be cutting up all the score lines on the bottom, cutting that little rectangle off, see right here, and I'm wedging into the side, and then on the top, you see I'm going to be cutting these 2 triangles off, and then cutting the 3 little squares off, and then cutting into just one all the way. Okay, so let me do that. I'm going to use my paper snips. But before that, I think I'm going to go ahead and burnish all of my score lines with my bone folder. Okay, let's get rid of some of these little squares here. And I'm going to just cut this off down here. I'm actually cutting off the score line, and I'm going to wedge in right here. Okay. And I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to go ahead and wedge in, and then I'm going to cut these 2 triangles off. One of them is kind of like a square and a triangle. Okay, and then I'm going to cut the three of these squares off at the top. Okay, it's just easier for me to do it this way. And then that middle one that of the short ones here, that middle one is going to go away. But what I like to do is I like to wedge in on either side of these 2 flaps, and I'm going to fold these down, and then you're going to see that right there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And then I'm going to just cut this here and that there, and just cut that score line completely off. Okay. So now you're left with this on the top. And then I want to cut about maybe 1/8 of an inch off of these 2 smaller flaps here. And I'm also going to just take that little corner off of this flap. And this is the flap that's getting tucked in, okay? I just want to take that little corner off so it doesn't snag on things. And now I'm just going to cut up these 3 little lines that are left on the bottom, just up to that score line. And it's easier for me to fold it. So now I've got these flaps down here, these 4 little flaps. Okay? And that's what your paper should look like. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and glue it together. I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet. I'm going to take some Fast Fuse. I'm going to put Fast Fuse down this 1/2 inch flap. Now, I left it 1/2 inch for a reason, because it actually just makes the box a little sturdier. Okay, it doesn't have to be 1/2 inch. You can go 1/4 inch there. Okay, so on the bottom, I'm going to, since this is the front of the box, I'm going to fold in these 2 flaps on the side, and then I'm going to fold the back flap, and then the front flap is going to go last. Okay, and we're just going to fold it in like that. Okay, and now I'm going to stick the pen ends. This is the yellow pen that I'm sticking inside. I'm going to stick that pen in, and then I'm going to fold that in like that. See how easy that was? Okay, let's stamp a little sentiment onto this this little Very Vanilla piece. The reason I'm using Very Vanilla is because that's the background color of this designer series paper from that Cupcakes and Carousel stack. Okay, and I'm going to use some So Saffron ink. Okay, and the stamp that I'm going to be using is from the Vertical Greetings. Okay, I'm going to be using this Thank You right here. Okay, so we're going to take a piece of Very Vanilla that measures 1/2 inch by 3 1/2 inches, and we're going to stamp the Thank You right here in the middle. Okay, there it is. I got a little bit of a smudge on there, and my paper cutter, the blade is starting to get dull, so I'm going to have to be replacing it. This is some thick vanilla paper. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make a little banner on this little tag here. Okay, just cutting in about maybe a 1/4 of an inch or so, 3/8 of an inch in, to make my little banner on the top and the bottom. Okay, I think I could be neater with that. All right, here we go. You get the point, right? Okay, I'm going to put this ink away so that I don't get my fingers in it. All right, now what I'm going to do also is I'm going to take a couple of rhinestones. Our rhinestones are retiring also at the end of May, but we're getting new rhinestones, so I'm kind of anxious to see what those are going to look like. I'm going to just put a rhinestone that I colored with my Sharpie marker. You see, you just color with your Sharpie marker and it stains it, okay? And I colored it with a yellow marker so it would kind of match the paper and the stamp. And now I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'll take about 3 of them. And we're going to put 3 on the back of this. Oop, yep, that's the back because I stamped it wrong. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's put this right in the center of the front. That's not really in the center. Let's see if I didn't press down a whole lot, so let me get it right in the center there. There we go, that's more centered. Okay, let's bring all of these in. Look how colorful these are. Isn't that cool? And so easy to do. If I can keep these straight up. I keep tipping them over. Okay. Well, I hope I taught you a little something. And I hope that you try this. And if you need any tools and supplies, please go to my website at www.geoamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. And I'd be happy to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. If I've taught you something, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. And once again, I'm Jeanette with Geoamazing Paper Crafts. And you make it a great day. Bye-bye.